All right, class. So I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I appreciate y'all coming back around for us to get into today's message. As per usual, I know you cannot see the board. That is why I'm your eyes as well as your ears and your mouth to go ahead and tell you all about what's on this board. So, prophetess, empress, I am. So I discovered that not only am I a prophetess, empress, but that basically is saying that I prophesized over me the same way I'm telling y'all to prophesize over y'all. And that's when it came to me, like, I really be out here doing this. Like, I really be speaking it and it be coming to life. And as much as I want y'all to get on board with what it is that I'm telling you, I just know for me, I can only be a walking testament, because in order for you to understand, you're going to have to see it. For a lot of people, they're visualists, right? So no matter how many times we do the word talking and all this other stuff, some people got to be shown. So when you look at me, you're looking at God. You're looking at what he's working on. You're looking at that. You're looking at the process, okay? And yes, so I speak very highly over myself, over others, because one thing I'm not about to do is downplay my hard work that I've put in. And one thing I'm not also going to do is allow somebody else to downplay my hard work that I've put in. You have no idea what it took to get where I'm at. And so therefore, you're not going to be allowed to just, you didn't do nothing, girl. That's the lie. I am a prophetess and I prophesized over myself and I'm where I'm at because of that. All right. So prophetess, empress, you can address me. I am. And nextly, we're going to get into today's lesson, which says how David was appointed because he was underestimated. We're going to get into that story. All right. The underestimation of who David was the reason why people felt like, no, it can't be David. Why? David, he little. He the littlest one out of the whole bunch. Out of all the family. David? You want David? That's what they said. They said they wanted David. So, not they. I'm sorry, the Lord. All right, so let's get into it. David is going to be talked about in 1 Samuel, chapter 16, verse 7. Okay, so we're already here. Because you know what I did? I started to prepare. So, class, let's get into it. What did I just tell y'all? 1 Samuel. Oh, you know what? Oh, I got it. Chapter 16. Verse 7. All right. That one says, but the Lord said to Samuel, do not look at his appearance or at his physical stature, because I have refused him. For the Lord does not see as man sees. For man looks at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. And that's what I mean. The underestimated. While y'all too busy judging books by its cover, the Lord knows our heart. And when he knows our heart, he knows what he's doing, as he makes no mistakes when he places us in the positions that he puts us in. So with that being said, I'm going to reread that. But the Lord said to Samuel, do not look at his appearance or at his physical stature, because I have refused him. For the Lord does not see as man sees. For man looks at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. Yeah, so like I told you, y'all looking at David like, David? You show you on David? Because y'all know what David did, right? And if you don't know, you have that chance to read it on your own, all right? How he defeated Goliath, okay? Little bitty old self, God said, well, I want that little bitty self, because I'm going to show you how strong he is in his heart. And that's why I said, when you look at me, you're looking at what God is doing. You're looking at an exact replica of what the Lord has placed out here for you to receive. Okay, like, no, it ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. This is all about me here. It is about a direct communication and connection that we have. And so he said, well, I'm going to just put you out there and you do what I asked you to do, and we going to see what it do. And that's what we doing right now. So, bye. Now, let's go down to verse 11 through 13. Still in chapter 16, 1 Samuel. Verse 11 says, and Samuel said to Jesse, are all the young men here? Then he said, there he is, keeping the sheep. I'm sorry. And Samuel said to Jesse, are all the young men here? Then he said, there remains yet the youngest, and there he is keeping the sheep. So David out there keeping the sheep. He's the youngest. And the Lord asks, hey, is this everybody? Because what you presented to me don't seem like it's everybody. You showed it's everybody. And you know the Lord already know what it is. He already know the answer before you even say it. He just want to know if you won't tell him the truth. That's all that is. Little psychology trying to reverse, trying to see. So, tell the truth, shame the devil. He said, there remains yet the youngest, and he is keeping the sheep. And Samuel said to Jesse, send and bring him, for we will not sit down till he comes here. So ain't nothing gonna start. Until I got all the members of who I want. And I only want one. But I want you to think that I need everybody when I don't. I only want one. I know which one I want. So make sure he here, because ain't nothing gonna start. What they say, the party don't start till I walk in. That's what David was. Ain't nothing gonna start up in here until he walk on in here. All right. And Samuel said to Jesse, send and bring him, for we will not sit down till he comes here. So he sent and brought him in. Now he was ruddy with bright eyes and good looking. And the Lord said, arise, anoint him, for this is the one. Then Samuel took the horn of oil and anointed him in the midst of his brothers. Didn't he say he will bless you in the face of your enemies? Like, they get to see you eat, basically. So Samuel went ahead with that horn, got some oil, blessed, and you are now anointed, okay? In front of your brothers. Like, okay, look, y'all. You get a promotion, you get even a graduation ceremony. You're being celebrated, okay? In front of your peers. Imagine David in the moment. Imagine the peers watching David in the moment. Are they happy for him, or are they shady boots? So go back 13. Then Samuel took the horn of oil and anointed him in the midst of his brothers. And the Spirit of the Lord came upon David from that day forward. From the time David was anointed, he was underestimated as being the right one, because it says right here in verse 7 that, are you sure that's the one you want? His appearance. I mean, it do say he was good looking. He had bright eyes and ruddy, whatever that means. But, you know what I'm saying? He was his outward appearance apparently didn't look like he would be suited for the job. So therefore they were questioning it, like, you sure? But then God said, I know what I'm doing. Do what I asked you to do. So Samuel asked Jesse. Jesse brought down everybody, and then he said, the Lord done told it me that David is the one to anoint in this position. So that's what he did. So sometimes we look at ourselves like we're the underestimated ones, and sometimes people look at us and underestimate us, and that's when we rise to the occasion. That's when we rise to the top. We rise to whatever it is that we're called to do, because who's going to underestimate me? Not you. I'm going to show you what it do when you underestimate a true one, baby. You know what I'm saying? Because, listen, this ain't by accident. This is all with purpose. So you could underestimate me all you want. You could check out my stature. You could check out my intelligence. You could look at whatever it is that you feel like, she don't measure up. But who I measure up to is the Lord. And with that being said, he is the only one who provides for me and strengthens me as I go through my day to day. Not no selfish, empty-hearted, angry bird, okay? Not at all. So like I said, sometimes we're looked at as the underestimated, and that's why I come to our next point about individuality. There's no pressure to be you. There should be no pressure to be you. Organically grown is me. Authentic is me. I don't know how to rehearse being me. That's why I am who I am. I am my own person, and I had to learn that is okay to be your own individual self. There is umpteen billion people on this world, on this planet or whatever, right? Why you think everybody's supposed to be walking the same, talking the same, and doing the same? No, we're supposed to be individuals so that we can bring our own gifts, our own talents to whatever it is that we're bringing to the table. And that way we're all able to say, okay, I could take a piece from you, you could take a piece from me, and look at us, we're actually grooving. Like, come on now, like, come on. If I know how to do something very well, and you know how to do something very well, wouldn't the end product be something very well? Yeah. So there should be no pressure with being an individual. You should definitely be able to be like, this is me and I'm rocking out with my cock out. So what? So what? Who gonna check me, boo? Okay? That's from Sheree from the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I know how to shoot out my credits. But anyway. No pressure to be you. That's what David was. He was his self. He was underestimated, but he was his own individual, and there was no pressure in him being him. He wasn't going out trying to be the strongest. He wasn't going out for attention. He wasn't going out to, oh, pick me, oh Lord. He wasn't doing none of that. He wasn't a pick me, okay? He was definitely the one that got chosen for the position. All right? So, Bob, now, this is where we get into not keeping up with the Joneses. So, this is when we were talking about earlier about the lottery or whatever, the mega billion. You got to understand, there's going to be people looking to be your bestie. And whether you win the mega million or not, whatever it is that you succeed in, you're going to have people looking, right? And then all of a sudden it's going to be people that ain't never looked your way beforehand. Never called you up beforehand to check on you, see how you doing. How's your health? How's your mental? Never did none of those things until you start to win in their eyes. I was already winning before I got the money. I'm still winning even after the money. You hear me? But that's just how I rock. And that's why I feel like the message is for me to get out there to others so that they can be on that same playing field. Like, listen, Linda, I bring a whole lot, not only to the table, to the house, to the job, to the everything, okay? Whatever I put my hand on is golden, right? I got the Midas touch, you heard? So with that being said, I can't be sitting over here keeping up with what you got going on, what you think is the right thing for me to do, what you think is the right thing for me to wear, what you think is the right words for me to say. I can't do that. Keeping up with the Joneses will get you lost every time. Because why is you trying to keep up with them when you should be keeping up with you? Make you the Joneses. Make folks want to keep up with you. Fuck keeping up with the Kardashians. Keep up with yourself. All right? You bring a lot to the table. You offer a lot. So don't sit over here and downsize yourself with what I got to offer. What do I bring? That's when you got to tap into yourself and do that shadow work. You got to sit over there and look at yourself and ask yourself, what do I bring? What are my good attributes? What traits do I have to succeed in this life that we're all living? I don't want to just be the outsider looking at everybody else win. I want to be sitting at the table like, yes, cheering, toasting up like, yes. Okay, so stop looking on the outside and start getting in the inside. Don't be worried about why that person got this in life, why that person got this in life. You got to be worried about what you about to do with this life, the one and only that you have to live. Yeah, you could be reincarnated and you could come back as somebody else, but this life, in this one right here, the body that we're in, this flesh, what you gonna do with it? I want you to be understanding that it is your temple. I want you to be understanding that wherever you put this body at, it better be in a good surrounding situation, because you ain't about to sit over here and defecate on me. You're not shitting on me, baby. I'm shitting on you. Okay? I'm shitting on every motherfucking body who thought that they could sit over here and talk down to me, who thought that they could use me, who thought that they could just mistreat me. Why do you want to do that to people? Like, what is it about people that like to use people that get your socks off? Okay? What is it? Like, you like using people. Ooh, I like the feeling of, yes, the gratification that you receive, but you like to put others at the other spectrum of being sad and crying. You like to see people all upset and angry, but you smiling and cheesing like you just had the best birthday of your motherfucking life. Like, you can't treat people like that. The same energy you put out, you're going to receive back. Laws of attraction is real. And understand that energies is real too. So it ain't just about sleeping with people. You can have bad energy around you without sleeping with somebody, and then that come and get all up in your spirit. No. Stop surrounding yourself around people who do you dirty. Stand up. Stand up. Understand, there's this thing called boundaries. And these boundaries that I'm creating for myself to make sure I'm safe, to make sure I'm healthy, are going to be set. I had to bring my fan over here because I was getting a little hot. Okay, so yes, the boundaries that you set for yourself, it's not about the other person. It ain't to hurt the other person. You just have to be healthy and whole. And in order for you to be healthy and whole, you got to understand and let people know you're not just about to walk all over me. I'm not nobody's doormat. You don't just get to trample over me, kick me, and treat me like shit, and then turn around and think that I'm supposed to be nice to you because that's who I am. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. If that's how I am, then I need to surround myself around other people who are like me. I need to get with the like-minded folks or higher frequency folks, because I'm not about to sit over here and downplay myself like I told you. We're not doing that. We've come way too far. We've worked way too hard. We're too smart to play dumb. And that's on period, Pooh. All right. So then let's go ahead and get into, let's go to, I know we're not keeping up with the Joneses. Guess what? Even Jesus, they didn't believe, okay? So don't worry about it if people don't believe in you. Don't worry about that people think that you Looney Tunes out of your head with your ideas. Don't worry about none of that shit. Understand that, again, they didn't believe Jesus either. They questioned him. If you're God, if you're Lord, if da-da-da-da-da, always an if. Ain't no ifs, baby. I done proven myself on countless occasions who I am and who I serve. And I ain't playing into the if game. I'm not playing into trying to prove myself to you game. That's not what we doing. Back to our Bibles. Now let's go to John chapter 7, verse 3 through 8. Ba 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 da ba. Ba ba ba. All right, hold on. Where we said John, right? Child. Did somebody done took it from my buckets? Okay, I no, cause what? Okay. No, I wrote John 7:8 for a reason, so let me go to it. Right, and there's John 8, I need 7. Oh, I have folded the page. Okay, anywho. John chapter 7, verse 3 through 8. So it says, his brothers therefore, oh, this is again about Jesus' brothers not believing him. See how we, all right. That's the title of it. It says Jesus' brothers disbelieve. So let's talk about it. So again, John chapter 7, verse 3 through 8. His brothers therefore said to him, depart from here and go into Judea, that your disciples also may see the works that you are doing. Right? Like his brothers telling him what to do. Go on up there then. That's what they saying. That's what they said. And then they had said to do it so your disciples see the works that you are doing. For no one does anything in secret while he himself seeks to be known openly. They trying to tell him about himself. You don't never encounter somebody trying to tell you about you? All right. Let them know they the brothers of Jesus, the disbelievers. All right. Talking about and nobody does anything in secret, but seeks to be known openly. If you do these things, show yourself to the world. So his brothers is telling him, if, again, that's their word, if you can do all of that you doing, why not? Why do it in secret? Why not go ahead and show everybody? Be open, because that's what you want. You want everybody to openly know you, so show them your works openly. That's what he said. That's what he's saying. That's what they saying, the brothers. I keep dropping that. Don't know why. Don't know why. Anywho, so then he says, for even his brothers did not believe in him. Verse 6, then Jesus said to them, my time has not yet come, but your time is always ready. Sorry. Jesus basically said, you don't tell me what to do, bruh, but I'm going to tell you, your time is always ready, big baby. But you can't tell me what to do, because what? I'm an individual. And I ain't keeping up with the Joneses just so I can make you happy. That's what he's saying. So go ahead. The world cannot hate you, but it hates me because I testify of it and its works are evil. You go up to this feast. I am not yet going up to the feast, for my time has not yet fully come. So he basically telling all his brothers, y'all go ahead. Because me, I'm going to be hated out here. Y'all ain't going to be hated because y'all ain't received the prophet of the Lord who blessed me to be the one. Jesus was the one. God told Mary, you're carrying the one, baby. You're carrying the one. All right. So his brothers didn't believe him. You know what I'm saying? They trying to tell Jesus, go up there to the feast, show out, basically like a magician, pull tricks up out your sleeve to show people so that they can believe, right? So here go that reverse psychology. Let me let you know, Jesus is a Capricorn like me. So yeah, he did that reverse psychology. He said over there and told them, you go up to this feast. I am not yet going up to this feast, for my time has not yet come, right? Now, let me let you know later on in here, I'll go down. I'll read that part too. I wasn't going to, but I wanted you guys to read it on your own, but I'll do it. Verse 10. But when his brothers had gone up, then he also went up to the feast. I told you, reverse psychology. That was Jesus. He told them to go and told them, I ain't coming up there because it ain't my time. That's what he told them. Because you don't always have to tell people what you got going on. There's this thing called being hush. Keep some of that secret stuff to yourself, because there are people that's preying on your downfall. And that's exactly what it means to be quiet. You don't got to tell everybody everything. And I've learned that. And I'm glad that I've learned that lesson, because child cheese, you really got people out here that are not looking for you to do the best and be the best. And especially if they can't have any. If they can't have none of that cake that you eating with your ice cream and your milkshake and whatever lactose ingredients. They don't like that. They want to be celebrated. They want to act like it's their birthday. They want to act like they did all the hard work. Most people only want to mess with you when after you've done the hard work, you've put it in, and now there's the the production, and they start to see people really attracted to whatever it is that you're putting out there. You're starting to gain attention, and that's when most people want to start to come around. They don't want to come around when you're laying the groundwork, when you're doing the blueprint, when you start to take your ideas out your mind and put it to paper and make it a reality. They're not with you during that time frame, but they want to be with you when it's time to celebrate, like they was always there in your corner. So anyway, so when his brothers had gone up, then he also went up to the feast. Not openly, but as in secret. That's what I said. Then Then the Jews sought him at the feast and said, where is he? Where he at? And there was so much complaining among the people concerning him. Some said, he's good. Others said, no, on the contrary, he deceives the people. However, no one spoke openly of him of fear of the Jews. So y'all sitting around y'all little tables just talking shit. Y'all sitting around just gossiping. Some of y'all is like, nah, he good. Others like, no, he not. Let me tell you why he not. He being deceitful out here. He over here telling y'all he could do this, that, and the third. But where he at? Because y'all want him to prove himself to you. When if you look inside yourself, you'll see all the proof is already there. The moment you woke up was proof and evidence. He lives. He rose again. Yes, he did. On that third day. Yes, he did. Of crucifixion. Yes, he did. He rose again. And that right there, again, is evidence. But y'all steadily want to be like, all right. All right. So anyway, let's go down to verse 14 of chapter 7. Now, about the middle of the feast, Jesus went up to the temple and taught. So, again, being an individual, not keeping up with the Joneses, he said, I'm going to go up to the feast, but I'm going to be quiet about it. And while I'm there, while y'all talking and complaining, I'm going to actually be doing my thizzle, scholaring, teaching. That's what I'm going to be doing, okay? Because I am me and I am he and he is me, and therefore you cannot be. All right. So he up there, he scholaring, he teaching and stuff like that in the middle of the feast. So while y'all chowing down, he in the middle of the feast teaching. All right, Bob, right? Now about the middle of the feast, Jesus went up into the temple and taught. And the Jews marveled, saying, how does this man know letters, having never studied? How you know how to do that? Oh, how you do that? That's what y'all saying like. Special to the motherfucking egg. Don't question it. Now, what you should be doing is teach me more. Help me to be more like you. Help me to see what it is that I'm blinded to. So y'all asking, how does this man know letters having never studied? That should have been already like, oh. Ding, ding, ding. He knows letters that he's never studied before. Why y'all up in this man's business? And anyway, that's the problem. You keeping up with the Joneses. All up in this man's business. Over here questioning how you know that. Is you with him every day? Because you can't be. Because you're questioning him and about what he can do in his works. You couldn't be. So Jesus answered them and said, my doctrine is not mine, but his who sent me. If anyone wills to do his will, he shall know concerning the doctrine whether it is from God or whether I speak of my own authority. So he basically answered your question. You wanted to know how did I know letters without studying? Because it didn't come from me, it came from God. And when the Holy Spirit delivers that message to you, it's for you to act upon it. i.e., that is why I am here, acting out what the Holy Spirit delivered to me. Let me proceed. All right? So, you'll know if it's on my own authority or not, right? He who speaks from himself seeks his own glory, but he who seeks the glory of the one who sent him is true, and no unrighteousness is in him. So, he didn't have to go to school and study like everybody else about, A is for apple, B, all that sounding and blending so we can now put words together. He already had it in him because God blessed it to be so. So, That's how you got to understand that we can't be worried about who know what. You is not going to sit over here and listen to people who don't got too much more knowledge than you do. That ain't going to make no daggone sense, right? Why am I going to listen to somebody who ain't even further than I am? Yeah. So I'm going to probably listen to somebody who is being told from God what it is versus somebody who ain't being told by nobody what it is. Again, pick those who you decide you want to be surrounded by. So that's John chapter 7, 3 through actually That was 3 through 18 for us. So I'm going to put, that was 3 through 18, not 3 through 8. So about 3 through 18. And like I said, even, you know what I'm saying, Jesus' brothers didn't believe him. Now, you got to be pretty, like, close with a sibling, or maybe not close, to not even believe them. You've lived with me, you eat with me, you've slept in probably the same bed as me, or at least the same room, maybe the same pallet. I don't know. Depends on the times. Times wasn't always easy, baby. Fat meat is greasy. So check it out. I decided, you know what I'm saying? Thou shalt not throw no stones when you're living in a glass home. You know what I'm saying? You can't be sitting over here talking down on somebody when you living in this beautiful glass home. The door is glass. The windows are glass. Even the chimney is glass. And I'm going to just throw a motherfucking rock and break your shit. Because how dare you think that you about to sit over here and be throwing all them motherfucking stones and you living in a glass home. That don't make no goddamn sense. Okay? If it don't make dollars, it ain't making sense. All right? I'm not mediocre. I'm Mrs. Incredible. You know, Mr. Incredible off the Incredibles, he like, incredible, Mr. Incredible. No, I'm Mrs. Incredible. I'm not mediocre, not at all. God didn't make me that way. He knew from the time that I was born that I wasn't going to be average. He said, you know, because you're so grounded and relatable, you're going to be able to impact others. And when you impact others, make sure you're impacting them in a positive